Just a few moments ago, I was able to get a copy of what I believe is the hostage deal proposal that's on the table, relatively similar to what we saw in January, where you have you have an interim truce, and then it's followed by, during that period, you have negotiations that are supposed to take place on a permanent ceasefire that Hamas wants to happen right after the temporary truce is over, and Israel wants to have some more leeway in terms of maybe, if it wants to, be able to resume fighting. So basically the same arguments we've been having between the two sides for the past months, again, is at the crux of this deal. There does seem to be a little bit more Israeli buy-in this time, because I think the wording in that clause about the transition is kind of vague in terms of whether or not Israel has to continue negotiating. If they don't feel Hamas is talking in good faith, then they're able to, after this 60-day ceasefire ends, resume fighting if it so chooses. There are guarantees from the mediators to keep the parties at the table during those 60 days, but once that's over, kind of similar to the previous deal in January, once that first phase ended, it was a lot harder to keep the parties at the table, and we saw Israel resume fighting a couple weeks later. So that's kind of the gist of the deal. Right now, there's still going to be talks regarding maps, my understanding is, about how the IDF will be redeploying during this period, where Hamas wants it obviously to go back as far as possible or close to the border, and Israel wants to stay as close and as much in Gaza as possible.